The energy measurement device uses sound frequencies to determine which areas of the body are not up to par with good health. We have various acupressure points located throughout our hands and feet. The energy measurement device tests these acupressure points and determines which parts of the body are unbalanced and/or degenerating. Then, based off the most significant test results, recommendations are made as to what products to use to restore health to the troubled areas. Your EMD comes with a wall adapter, USB cable, measure probe, cupper handle, cotton, and a... Take a generous piece of cotton and wet it with solvent. Now, insert it into the probe like this. Have the user hold the probe in the right hand first. We will begin by testing the acupoints in the left hand. First, we will test H1 on the left hand, located on the wrist. The scores will post accordingly. Next, we will test H2 located in the middle of the wrist. Then, we will test H3 located at the crease of the wrist. Next, we test H4 located on the ulnar end of the wrist crease. Test H5 located on the transverse crease of the wrist. Next, we will test H6 located on the radial side of the wrist. We repeat the same procedure for the right hand. Test H1 on the right hand located on the wrist. Test H2 located in the middle of the wrist. Test H3 located at the crease of the wrist. Test H4 located at the ulnar end of the wrist crease. Then we test H5 located on the transverse crease of the wrist. And finally, we test H6 located on the radial side of the wrist. It is important to keep the cotton wet with solvent during the procedure. Now that we have tested the 12 acupoints in the hands, we will move on to the 12 points in the feet. First, we start with the left leg. Test F1 located on the medial side of the big toe. Test F2 located on the dorsum of the foot. Next, test F3 located at the back of the heel. Then we will test F4 located towards the rear of the small toe. Test F5 located on the lateral side of the leg that extends to the toes. Finally, test F6 located between the second and third metatarsals between the tendons. Test F1 located on the medial side of the big toe. Then, test F2 located on the dorsum of the foot. Next, test F3 located at the back of the heel. Then, test F4 located towards the rear of the small toe. Test F5 located on the lateral side of the leg that extends to the toes. And finally, test F6 located between the second and third metatarsals between the tendons.